Alright, so today it's time to check out the new character gameplay. In this case, a new Squad 0 banner. What is going on? Kiro, Ichibe, and also Senjumaru. All three characters looking actually quite great in my opinion from the skills that we did react to early this morning. That in of itself was a massive surprise. But quick breakdown on the characters. Ichibe is going to be our limit breaker character of the month. A technique story frequency that looks to be actually really good, but essentially having the same drawbacks that we saw with Halloween Nini, where if the gauge isn't active, the damage output maybe isn't anything too crazy. Senjumaru is like absolutely insane. The only bad thing about it is that she's a speed character. And then Kiro is more so a guild quest support character, boosting your team, healing your team too. But unfortunately, because she's a guild quest character and a ranged one at that, her SA2 unfortunately isn't doing any damage in guild quest. But I feel like she's still going to do the job just fine, with the main purpose just boosting your team, right? With that said though, I'm excited to check it out because I know Senjumaru isn't using her Bankai. That's going to be a character in the future, right? But I'm kind of curious to see what attacks are they going to be using, right? And I was saying it to James when, you know, the 1000 Year Blood War episode 12, I think even 13 came out, the new season. I was a bit disappointed because Ichibe doesn't really use all of his attacks, right? So I was wondering, how would they actually make a new Ichibe in game? And we're about to find out. So first up, we're starting off with Kiro. Model looks good. Model looks good. If I'm being honest though, Kiro is like the least exciting of the entire Squad 0 group, in my opinion. And this character, you know, isn't anything too crazy. Again, for the most part, just going to be a guild quest-centered character. At the very least, though, she is actually usable for those that do want to use Kiro, right? The previous Kiro that we did have that came out for the first time back in like 2021, very, very mediocre. A normal attack damage character with no guard break was super unfortunate. So Natchring looks to be somewhat similar. I assume the attacks that she does have are going to be very similar to what we have, because Kiro basically does nothing. Even in the new anime, she basically does nothing. Like, nothing changed with her. Interestingly enough, though, SA2 doesn't see her go down to a slim form. I've seen a lot of people say, like, I understand we all like the appearance of Slim Kiro, but let's be honest, it makes no sense of her powering down. Because remember, she only goes to that form when she has no SP, when she's weak, essentially. So I can understand why we don't have a Slim Kiro in game. But visuals, first impressions, look alright. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, I'm being honest. But it's exactly how you expect a Kiro to look in game, essentially, right? Even a remake years later. It essentially looks like just a better version, or more so a direct remake of the one that we did have back in 2021. SA3 looks cool though. Her whole kit's basically about the Cage of Life. And I assume the same will go for the Sobom. Hopefully though, this time the Sobom can be good. Because the last Sobom that we had for Kiro was absolutely terrible. Let's check it out. Okay. Okay. And she comes out like she did in the anime, alright. I'm not that excited for Kiro, I'm gonna be honest. Even the gameplay itself, the visuals, it's okay. I don't think they could have done anything different for Kiro though. That does look to be one from all the anime, so these are obviously core 2 characters, which is very, very interesting to say the least. At least this time though. She does have that awkward moment in the original Sobom. I guess I'll show it on screen. Like, she downgrades to a weaker version and then does like one slash and does a very awkward like camera angle at the end. At least this Sobom doesn't have. But here we go. Let's look at Senjumaru and also Ichibe. Ichibe's last, right? So Senjumaru, model looks great. Honestly, she's absolutely broken. Like, Tensa in of itself is already an amazing character. This is just Tensa, but better. And to some people, you might not even need that, because Tensa is good enough, right? But the thing that she has over Tensa is she also can give droplets, and she also can, she's immune to every stat summon, so that just makes it better and more efficient for every... Oh, visuals are beautiful. So it looks like she's going with like the entire like carpet outfit thing that she has going on for her. And we're seeing the Sobom. Hold on. Okay. Oh, it looks good. Ayo. That was a weird angle. Why did they not want to show it? That was a good Sobom. I don't like how they're showing it early. Like, let me. I should probably skip that part. So this one, what I do like is there is a more focus, and this separates it from the original version with the whole weaving aspect, right? The last one, her original form, included basically every attack that she did do, including the little guards that come around her. She had the giant guard thing on her SA3. They didn't include that, and I kind of like that. This is her strictly just using her weaving abilities. The whole reason why she's in Squad 0 in the first place. And I guess maybe the next version that we do get, whenever they do decide to make a new Senjumaru, because that will happen, of course, then she'll maybe use the guard, and maybe she will then use that Bankai. But maybe the entire character's whole kit will be based on the Bankai, because there's a lot going on in that Bankai, right? I like the Natchring, though. The Natchring was really good. Natchring's never looked that impressive, but I do like the whole idea of this Natchring. SA1 is she has like the perfect strong attacks. I'm liking the consistency throughout every single attack though. SA2 looks good. Very similar to like a barrier that we did get from 2021. And that SA3 looks cool. Not sure why it goes dark, though. Kind of sad to see no umbrella attack that she had, that she used against Uryu, but I assume maybe that will be the next Senjumaru, right? Because again, they are definitely not showcasing all of her abilities here, because we are going to get another one sometime soon. But that Soul Bomb, way better than the original one. Like, the direction of itself, like, look at that. That's really cool. And it's funny they don't show it. It's funny they actually don't show it. You're seeing it through the shadows. And she's a nice little end pose. I like it. I like it. I would have preferred a Bankai Senjumaru, but I'm a fan of Senjumaru in and of itself. So, like, I don't mind getting 2 copies of Senjumaru. And look at Ichibe. He looks sick. There's definitely a big difference compared to the original model. Now, Ichibe, right? Very similar to Halloween Nini. They're almost the exact same in the sense that the way they were designed. A gauge character, damage output is on the lower end, really low actually, frenzy plus 1, 50% berserker. But when he gets the gauge, his damage output is absolutely insane. He's all based around being at full completion on the gauge. Now the problem with Nini was literally when you activated the gauge, your strong attacks don't get reduced. And that was very, very noticeable. Ichibe luckily has the 30% recharge, so he might be the best gauge character in the game. Wait to see how it plays out, but I'm just happy to have like an SP Ichibe. Oh, we actually did Tepusetsu. If I said it right, that's cool. I'm liking the visuals. I want to see that again, though. Natstring looks beautiful. As always, it's Ichibe using his brush, right? Strong attack. So SA1 is going to be happy. Does he even do that in the anime? Maybe he does. I'm not sure. I like the addition, though. Like, he's actually using his actual Shikai abilities or Bankai abilities with the ink while also including Kiro. That was kind of cool. And it goes well with the SA2, which I believe is Tepusetsu. That was cool. It worked better as an SA3 when it flashed the screen, in my opinion. But now you can actually, the color difference, right? Originally, it was, I think, a green attack. In the anime, it was yellow. So he's doing it here. And then it's SA3, just a slash across the screen. That looks cool. I'm excited to see the Soul Bomb, though. I always thought an Ichibe remake would have been him doing the shrine, but he never did in the anime, unfortunately. So we're probably going to get another Ichibe. Okay. Ooh. Aye, yo, that's cool. Okay. That's cool. I like that. I like that. That's a cool Soul Bomb. My question is, though, I need to do a comparison video, which we are going to check out, because I'm thinking maybe these characters were made before the anime actually ends. Because, you know, we know that the whole 6-month schedule, maybe it's closer to 4 months at this point. Who actually knows? But it does feel very early to get core 2 characters this early. And maybe that's because they made these characters before the actual anime episode was even finished, right? Because that's one thing. Maybe Killab do get information early. It's reasonable to expect that. But at the same time, those episodes are worked up right up until release, right? So even if they do know information early, it's not like they can get access to all the scenes that are finished because they're not finished right until like the last minute. This looks to be similar to the anime, but I'm not sure if it's one-to-one as we've been seeing with the last couple Soul Bombs. Because if you look at, you know, the last 3 rounds of 1000-Year Blood War, 1-to-1. Are these 1-to-1? Maybe not. So I wanted to have a closer look between the game and also the anime and see how they actually adapted the anime scenes in particular. Starting with Ichibe, you can kind of see here that it's basically 1-to-1. The only difference they make it is basically the final attack, in which it becomes a POV shot, as it does fit better for a Soul Bomb attack, which usually are supposed to feel special. In the case of Kiro, unfortunately, and you can kind of see that in the gameplay too, Kiro as a character almost does nothing. Even with the original scenes from the anime, her only addition to the actual fight itself is basically the Cage of Life, which is what this character and the original character back from 2021 was based about. And in this case, the Soul animation, you can kind of see they took some liberties on how the cage actually forms. But the scene they adapted is basically just Kiro putting out a hand, right? Nothing too special. But in the case of Senjumaru, the scene they of course adapted was when Senjumaru does kill Nyanzo. In the anime, it's not that special whatsoever. It's a very casual scene. There's no gravitas to it, and Soul Bombs need to feel special and powerful. So this is one of those examples of Killab taking their own liberties on the direction. And from the looks of it, when they can do the Soul Bomb 1-to-1 with the anime, like they've done in the past with all the 1000-Year Blood War anime characters, they will. But at the same time, if the scene in the anime isn't that good, then they'll take their own liberties, own direction, to make it overall feel like an actual Soul Bomb. And that's what we see here with this Senjumaru. I like that we actually get to see Ichibe's white eyes. That was like always the cool part in the manga. And I think the anime did a good job. And then we do have the white paint. That was always funny too. And then he does the slash or the stamp down. And that's basically the end of what Ichibe does in Court 2, right? Because they actually never finished the fight, unfortunately. And I always thought that'd be awkward for the character. But I feel like they did a pretty good job. And I kind of like actually that his Soul Bomb is actually quite powerful because it is him using his Bankai. Because when he uses this Soul Bomb, he has bombardment +1 and also weakened defense. That's going to be really good. One thing I will say though, obviously when it comes to usability with Ichibe, he's going to be really good in Limit Breaker. He is the Limit Breaker character of the month, right? But at the same same time, also going to be really, really good in Guild Quests. That was one thing I was very surprised about with Nini, but he's going to be even better because he is recharging his strong attacks, right? Nini was unironically one of the best characters for her Guild Quest week, and it's going to be no difference with this character. He might actually be the best character for his Quincy and also Sorpa Guild Quest week. I know we've access to other good Sorpa killers. You know, I know a lot of people's go-to character is Yama for the Quincy Guild Quest, but if you're trying to play fast, I mean, this character is definitely going to play significantly faster, even with, of course, less dupe investment. But anyway, lads, with that said, that was the video for today, reacting to the 3 new character gameplay. I'm excited for these 3. Definitely going to be doing a few summons. Hopefully, don't go down to 20. Hopefully, plan to not go to 25 steps. I only really want Ichibe and Senjumaru, personally. I don't really need Senjumaru, but the reason why I do actually want her, unironically, is for the droplet boost. I do like farming droplets. I need to farm droplets, and having her is going to be really good, right? Kirio would, of course, be a great support character for her particular Guild Quest week, despite, of course, her SA2 not doing any damage. She's mainly there just to do some extra damage while also boosting your entire team. I've always wanted a playable Ichibe. He looks like a great character. Definitely want to pick up them too. And the fact that Quincy Ichigo, the Philippo, is actually finally decent on a 1000-year Blood War banner makes it more worthwhile. At least for me, right? But let me know what you guys think about these characters' visuals. I think from number 1 to number 3, number 1 Ichibe, number 2 Senjumaru, number 3 Kirio. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.